So this is an update of what I carry on my bike. A lot of these I consider essential items that most people should probably take with them. Um, these are very great items for longer rides, okay, but as well as for me, most rides are long for what other people consider long. So, 20 to 30 mile rides and, you know, anything from 2 hours to 3 or 4 hour rides. And then I have some things over here that are for longer rides, and I'll get to that in a moment. So, in my other video, I explained some of these things. So I have athletic tape and cotton and alcohol that I use for kind of mediocre injuries on the bike. I have some dental floss and some shampoo, and then I also have these wax. Wax can be useful for all sorts of stuff. And then I have a fan, which is very important, and I'll get to why. Okay, and then I have kind of an upgraded kit. This is originally supposed to be a kind of a handlebar kit, a handlebar bag, but I don't put it on my handlebars. I put it in my backpack or in my camel pack when I go on rides, and then when I commute, I'll put it in my backpack and I'll take it out and I'll put it on the handlebars when I fill my backpack up with stuff. So these are some things that are in here. I do have a lighter here. It's a pretty cheap lighter. It's a powerful lighter, so when there's wind and stuff, I can still use it. I don't smoke, but it's usable for other kinds of things. Okay, it also has a knife that I can use to pry things. It also has a pry tool here for opening bottles and bottle opener, and then it has a corkscrew, and I can use these things to pry stuff open as well. Okay, then I have a multi-tool, which I've explained before. I always carry this kind of tape. I carry paracord wrapped around this inner tube, alright. And on longer rides, I have a spare inner tube, and I'll also have this to go ahead and put in the spare inner tube, some tire sealant. Now, this tire sealant I buy in bulk, but I also have this little bottle. I fill up one of these little bottles so that I can take it with me to fill up one tire. Then we have some other things in here: a rim strip, a light. Okay, this flashlight actually has a little clip, and it can kind of clip on to stuff. It's a book reading flashlight, so it's good to do work in at the night. We have three tire levers. For the flat kit, I now have some sandpaper in there, but I still have the old metal thing. I have some markers in there that help, some flashy sticky notes to help mark where the flat is. Okay, then we have the adapter there. And I don't understand why I can't pause this video. But we'll continue and we'll see if we can keep it short. So, paracord is useful for all kinds of stuff, including helping. You can use the core threads as makeshift bike cables. They won't last very long, but they will last the rest of the ride if a bike cable happens to snap. Okay, they are just about strong enough. Now, we have kind of a flashlight evolution here. Sometimes I take this flashlight. It's not too bad when it's working right. It's not working too well right now for some reason, but it's not too bad sometimes. And it has batteries. These are rechargeable batteries, and we have two different battery packs. One that's inside of it, one that's inside there, and one that's in, and then this extra one for extra battery life. Then this thing has three rechargeable batteries in here. Okay, and so it has this, and then it has the bigger light. Okay, you can't tell because it's actually pretty bright in here, but it's certainly a very bright light. It's also glow in the dark, so I can kind of see it if I drop it somehow. But it has a magnet on it, so it lets me put it on my bike so I can see stuff. and it has a little hook so I can stand it up, which is very useful in certain instances where I would need to stand up to light, so, or I could hook it onto something and it can hang and do stuff with. So it's a fantastic light as well. We have a headphones case, okay, with headphones. Those headphones are alright. They do pretty well. They're just skull candy inked headphones for my iPod and whatnot else. I also have glasses, sunglasses. Now, it's very important to have some fans to keep you cool in the case of a heat emergency. And so there's a fan here, and this thing is very very light and very small. But sometimes on longer rides I want a little bit more of a luxury, since I'm carrying a big backpack anyways, so I can have spare clothing and spare food and spare water in my backpack. So we also have this spray bottle, which sprays a mist of water on you, because you're going to be out of your own drinking water, or whether or not you have drinking water left, you can use that instead to help cool you down. And then this fan, electric fan. So that's very nice to have when you're overheated, which happens sometimes here in Colorado. And also on hot days we have the 100 SPF, which really is, and only because this has a lot less water in it than most sunscreen. And it doesn't really have anything special in it. It just has less water in it. It's a little bit more expensive, but to be honest, I think it's a better value for the money because it lasts longer on your skin and it's harder for it to wash off, which is good because I don't like reapplying. But I'll take the whole bottle with me instead of just apply it when I need to. When I'm going to have a longer ride, okay? Finally, I also like to carry this little thing because we can usually, okay, I don't know if you can see this, but, oh, there it is. So, see the spray bottle? It's not going to focus, of course, but anyway, we have this guy, and he's fun to watch stuff with if we're going to watch some birds or something. I don't know. Then I have a couple spare lights. Okay, these are not nearly the quality that are on my bike normally, but they're nice to have spare rear light and a spare little blinking headlight in case something happens to my lights that are on my bike, like they break, or in case I just want extra lighting when I'm biking super far distances and all that stuff. So these are just extra stuff that I take on long rides over here. Okay, and then my standard normal setup. Alright. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, and I hope you'll look at my other video. Oh, I still have the bike pump. Of course, all this energy stuff is worthless without a nice bike pump. And I also have a bicycle. You can't see it, but a genuine innovations for CO2 if I want to buy CO2. I usually will use CO2 on only very, very short training rides that are race simulation rides. It's the only time I need those. I have these gloves. They've lasted a long time. They're great gloves. Pearl Izumi gloves. They weren't too expensive. I have the SOG Salute Mini, and it's made out of a decent, same kind of steel that the Spyderco and other knives are made out of at this price range for, I think, $29 or something, $28 or something. And then I have some work gloves, which I wear for ridiculously long rides, just because work gloves they're really cheap. It's really, to be honest, that's the reason I buy them, because they're really, really cheap. Okay, we have some Zone Perfect nutrition bars. Those are the best things to take with you. And then I usually take Fiji water. Fiji water is really good for you, and it has its own silica and whatnot else for electrolytes in it, so you don't have to worry as much about electrolytes. And Fiji bottles are also really nice because they're 1.5 liters, which is like the perfect size to carry on long rides as a spare size. Because 2 liter bottles are a little too big to fit in my backpack, on top of everything else. I put some spare clothes and whatnot in there. So that's that, everyone. Have a good day.